What's up? My civility will about myself twice and I say to a YouTube show, Blamson, and today we are talking the Injustice animated movie. So hi, if you're new here, my name is Buckmeister Cool from Meister Geek Media. I talk all sorts of geek media from the comic books and the superheroes and the animes and the mangas and the sci-fis and all of that good stuff. So if any of that sounds cool to you, please feel free to tickle that subscribe button and that the bell button so you never miss a video. So Injustice is here, and yeah, this this story is if you played the video games and if you read the comic books or whatever, this story does twist a lot of people's favorite DC characters or whatever, to the point where some of them are really, really out of character if they're supposed to be characters that were following the mainline continuity until this event with the Joker happened. You know what I'm saying? Batman, I'm a huge fan of Batman, but the more I review Batman in this particular story, I see where he's not the Batman that I really love or whatever, just in certain cases, in certain instances. So Injustice, because also it's a video game plot, so there is more meat to it than an actual video game plot for the most part, especially for a fighting game, because a lot of fighting games don't have that much story. Like, I love Street Fighter, but it's not the deepest thing on the planet. Like, it's got some nice concepts here and there, but it's literally just people beefing on the street every time they see each other. In like maybe a world tournament, sometimes maybe. Other times it's just like, oh, you're doing good. How's the family? How's the kids? How's the wife? Oh, great, great. Let's fight. That's literally Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat's also silly. So you come to something like this with the DC characters where they've had full on narratives and they gotta break those characters. Some of the breaking of those characters is really, really extreme. But before we get into the characters or whatever or how they were behaving in this movie, I do want to give a special mention to the animation. I think the animation was great. I think they did a lot of the tricks that they did with the Mortal Kombat movie, and I think it worked out perfectly for a lot of the characters in this. So I really loved the animation in this. I mean, some parts of it were like man, but it's like 2 seconds, and I can't like hold 2 seconds against an entire film. That's just petty. So I think for the most part, it was great animation. Pacing was also really quick in this. Like some things happen, especially towards the end. Like the ending conclusion in this, like it just boom, 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 and then it's like that's the end. And I'm like, there's some good stuff in there, but it was too quick for me. You blink your eyes and it's already over. Let's talk characters real quick. So a character that really surprised me in this, and I was because I hated her in the video games, and I'm not a huge fan of this character, but I have read some stuff about this character, so I really like what they did in this particular instance of it. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman in this, she is way more toned down in this animated movie than she is in the video games. Now, look, if somebody's want to cry spoilers, these video games have been out for a while. It's an adaptation of the video games. I won't tell you all of the stuff that they do differently, but some of the stuff, I'm sorry. Sorry. Jeez. But yeah, Wonder Woman in the video games was horrible. She was in the video games, in the comic book, she was so extra. Like she's part of the reason why Superman becomes super, super evil. Like she is a big reason as to why the regime becomes the regime in the comic books and in the video game. And it was just like relax, woman. But we get here, she's very much Wonder Woman from the comic books. I mean, yeah, she's more at Bruce's throat than she regularly is in like the mainline universe. She's more at Batman's neck and she's more in Batman's face than, but like she still functions like mainline Wonder Woman. Batman in this as well. It's a very robotic Batman, I guess, and I know there's this perception of Batman of being a robot. I know there's this perception of Batman, having to be totally reserved. But like the best Batman stories is where he tries to fight his humanity and fails to overcome his humanity. Like that is because Batman is actually like, especially mainline Batman. There's so many instances where he's such a good dude. Like I know there's people who talk about white privilege, and I was like, look, the valid points. But like there is stories where Batman actually goes into a neighborhood and tries to donate and tries to build a school, and he actually tries to up he tries to up like the security measures at Arkham City and test them himself to make sure people can't escape until comic book logic, which defeats everybody eventually, allows the villains to escape. I know he seems robotic, and of course he is robotic. Because remember, he's also a damaged human being. Like I think even before his parents were just like the key in the unlock. But I'm just saying, I think there's a lot of stuff going on there with Batman besides that. But the point being is that he's not as robotic as this set of stories and this movie made him out to be, in my personal opinion. And I'm a huge fan of Batman. They definitely made him like his humanity would crack through the seams. But like when dealing with a situation like Superman, I mean, to be fair, Batman doesn't know how to console anybody because he can barely console himself. But I mean, I feel like they like just like in the video games and the comic books, there should have been a moment where he really apologizes to Superman for what happened. Not that it's his fault, because I know people keep saying it's Batman's fault. Batman should have killed the Joker. Batman's a vigilante, and the rules in Gotham City are different from other places. Like different countries have different rules, and different cities have different rules. So trying to take someone else's rules and apply it to a different city, it's not going to work out that way because there's plenty of killing going on in Gotham, and it is not making anything better. So, yeah, just wanted to say that real quick. But like, yeah, I do think they should have had a heart to heart a little bit. It would have been a nice change, and I thought they were gonna do that, but they didn't do that in this particular adaptation. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I get it. You gotta have them fight, but little talking would have been nice. I did feel for Soups in this. I really did feel for Soups. I felt for Soups in a way that I haven't felt for Soups. Like I think a lot of modern media is doing a good job of getting me into. It's not gonna get me all the way back into Superman, honestly, because I just think Superman's been ruined for me. Like I know Batman's been ruined a lot for a lot of people, so I guess I'm just on the other side of the fence with that, and I can always tell you why. But like I think this did a good job of showing the gradual decline, because I think in the video games, after he kills Joker, he starts snapping really quick and he doesn't question any of his decisions. Whereas when we get to this adaptation, he's questioning his decisions a whole lot of the time. Like, I do think that this was a more gradual decline into the tyrannical Superman, and it did make me feel for him a little bit. But you do get to see exactly why how murder affects people differently, because like again, Wonder Woman's a warrior. She grew up in a warrior culture, you know what I'm saying? So to her, that's just the outcome of the battle type thing. She knows how to not hold that in. Like after that thing is done or whatever, sure, the battle happened, the killing happened, it's done, we can leave it over here. Whereas like Superman and Batman, they grew up in more or less suburban urban areas. Or I mean, he's a farm boy Superman, but I'm just saying, like, he was not exposed to constant battle, and when he started being a superhero, nothing could hurt him, so he didn't feel the need to kill anybody. So you take a guy like that and you make him kill somebody, even if it's somebody as deplorable as the Joker, that's going to affect him very negatively, and they play out those consequences in a better way here than I thought in the video games and the comics. Soup still takes it way too far though. Too far. Like there's one scene that they take from the comic books and they put it in here and they play it out the way it played out in the comic books, and I was just like, and there we go. Like yes, it was insanity. I was just like, nope, 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 nope. Still Team Batman. I understand Batman is buckling. I understand Batman buckles hard in this story. I get it, but Soups still takes it too far. And also, he has to take accountability and responsibility for what he did. Because I'm just like, people who are so anti Batman want to blame this entire situation on Batman. No, 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 no. Like, again, Batman catches criminals. The justice system is supposed to take care of them. He is not the justice system. Like, you really want a Red Hood situation with the Batman? I don't know. And also, a nice addition to this is we get to see Mr. Terrific shine a lot. I really like to see what Mr. Terrific was doing. It was so cool. Like, he's one of my favorite characters in the DC universe, in DC Marvel universe, in the DC universe. I really like that character a lot. He's like Batman's equal in certain areas and all of that stuff like that. And they do show where Batman has expertise in one area, to Mr. Terrific has better expertise in this other area. And I really like that because it showed that they were intellectual equals, but like where Batman was better at something else, maybe forensically or whatever, Mr. Terrific was better at something scientifically and all of that stuff. So it was really cool. And Batman was like, yeah, Mr. Terrific is one of the smartest dudes ever. I can trust him to get out of this situation. I can trust him to do this, what. It's like Batman would start the engine and Mr. Terrific would drive the car. It was a really cool relationship between those two, even though they don't get to interact as much as I wanted them to interact. But it's really cool to see it. As I said before, the ending is rushed, but I did like what the ending did. It was a little bit cruel to Superman, I felt, a little bit, the ending. I mean, again, he took things way too far, so of course they got super desperate. But like, yeah, I really did like how they handled the ending or whatever. I mean, power scaling is all over the place in this. Like, things that should affect Superman are not affecting Superman, and when Superman is getting defeated by something that he just needs to be defeated by, he's getting defeated. But when it comes to situations like when it comes to situations like he has to fight someone else and Superman has to beat that guy, he just beats that guy, and it's just like, what is the power scaling on this? How what are we doing here? Because like, dude, you can beat this, you can't beat this dude. And those are my thoughts on the Injustice animated movie. What did y'all think, my Bill? Let me know in the comment section down below. Talk it to your boy. Did you watch it? Are you excited for it? I'm trying to keep this spoiler free. If you want a full on spoiler discussion to talk about the stark differences that I saw, please let me know in the comment section down below. If enough of you request that, I will do that. However, right now I want to keep this a little bit spoiler light. I know a lot of people are going to, not a lot of people are going to see this, but some people may have not seen this. Some people may have not even played the games like that. So I'm trying to keep things a little bit spoiler light. All right, so let's do that together, my people. Okay. Look at that, you made it to the end of the video. You are spectacular. Now, if you really like this video, I got another one up here. I got a playlist down there, and I got an icon you can click on to subscribe. Remember to ring the bell if you do subscribe, and I'll see you all in another video because my comment's gotta be out. Peace.